Good morning, everyone. This is the 5th day of our class, focusing on some of the final sections of a treatise on cosmic fire. Today we will continue with our study of the 7 cosmic paths. We have at least read the material in relation to the path of earth service and the path of magnetic work, and part of the material on the path of the planetary logoi. Today I hope we will be able to continue a little bit with the planetary logoi and at least discuss the path to Sirius. We'll see whether we can go beyond that, and if we should not be able to finish that this time, we will have to do so next time and speak of the creative hierarchies as well as of at least some of the stanzas of Xian. So today's meditation, we're going to focus again on the future, because all things lead to eventually to these 7 or 9 cosmic paths. Even the image we have before us is the one of the unfolded egoic lotus just before the 4th initiation. And that's an early stage of things compared to the time when the choice concerning the paths can be made. But even this early period lies far ahead. So in order to finally fulfill monadic destiny, we have to add together many lesser strands of right direction. We have to guide ourselves aright according to soul impulse and the will of the solar angel as much as we can. So this morning we will work with symbolism, and it may be that you will want to have something you can record the symbols you receive upon, as you may want to remember them. And we will begin with our abstraction and the quieting of the outer mechanism. And we begin to withdraw inward, leaving the world of the senses, or at least reducing our attention to it. Withdrawing further from the feeling states of the astral body. withdrawing further, realizing that we are not the mind, it is but our instrument. We are not the many thoughts. We are the observer, the perceiver, the being who substands the thinking process. We begin to realize ourselves, to find ourselves as the consciousness aspect. We are the perceiving point, perceiving point. All beings are ultimately but points. We are a point of consciousness. We begin to sense the world of the higher mental plane. And in that world, light, love, and power have the same reality as form has in the lower worlds. And through the imagination, at least, we begin to relate to each other as souls within this field of soul light, soul love, and sacrificial will. We sense the deep reality of this kind of relating between us as soul units. And that means all of us, whether we are here in this room or in different places on the globe. Relating in consciousness as if one consciousness. And it is as if we are open as well to the downflow from the still more refined and spiritual realm, receptive together to the wisdom of the higher beings, and responsive to the divine plan and to spiritual purpose. Now we have been studying the paths. We've been studying, in a way, monadic destiny. An ongoing journey lies before us over inconceivable spans of what we call time. We are all on the path at this time, and that path will be determined by our ray. And eventually, on the later monadic path, the nature of the path will not necessarily be ray determined. But there is a step forward for each of us. So let us think first about the life we are living in this incarnation. From the higher soul realms, there is knowledge of what that path is intended to be. There is a right way to go, although the choice, as always, belongs to us. But what is that right way? What are the ways of describing it? So let us tune in with that part within ourselves which knows what we in the personality nature often do not know. And let us be very still and expect that a symbol will form, will come into our consciousness, which will embody the path that we must tread for the remainder of this incarnation. let us attune with the place of wisdom and patiently await the appearance of the symbol which indicates our further destiny in this incarnation. The symbol embodying the right way to go spiritually for the remainder of this incarnation. Something in us knows and can present a symbol which embodies that path. And as this symbol starts to form, or if it has formed, imagine that it can speak to you, offer instruction, perhaps present a motto, a mantra, a word of power. What would the symbol tell to you? say to you. Apply your symbol. Apply any word of power or mantra or phrase that may have come to you, and imagine the circumstances of your life, the path ahead. What will they look like? What form will they take if this symbol and its associated words are the keynotes of your life? Apply the symbol and the words to the shaping of the circumstances of your life. What is the power of this symbol to reshape the patterns of your life? and preserve your relationship to this symbol. Do remember it. Do impress it upon your consciousness, and any word or phrase or mantra or word of power which may have arisen. But now let us enter a more speculative place. The solar angel knows the lives behind and the lives ahead, and can guide aright. The personality generally does not know these things. But all of us have a destiny to which many personal manifestations will lead. How many we do not know. But if this present incarnation has an objective, the chain of our many incarnations which lie ahead has a super objective. So let us again align with the place of deep knowing within our higher nature. Perhaps we can even conceive this as the jewel in the lotus, or even something that our monad knows, that we as the monad know. First we align. With that high point of tension, that point of inner wisdom, which sees far ahead in what we call time. And this time we will ask for a symbol which has the power to lead us forward towards the greater paths which await. Who knows, it may be the same symbol you've already received, or it may have modifications, or it may be entirely different. But from the place of inner knowing, which can see ahead along the present path to the destined monadic path, let that symbol emerge, await it with patience, let it form, and see what it indicates about your destiny as an inner being. And does this symbol speak to you? And in lives ahead, can you see vignettes of circumstance that could occur as this symbol is applied? Two symbols then, one for this incarnation. Remind yourself. And one which has perhaps a greater future, leading towards monadic destiny. And try to realize the importance of doing what it takes to make the expression of at least the first symbol a practical reality in your life, so that the door may be open for expressing over the years to come the second symbol. To stand in the influence of the first symbol, because it is immediate, and absorb its power. And ensure that it is impressed sufficiently upon you, upon your consciousness, so that you may, over the days ahead, experiment with it, work with it, have it condition your consciousness. And with these energies in mind, we will together sound the great invocation. As if within the aura of these symbols, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Okay. Now, in whatever sharing we have, I'm certainly not going to ask you your symbols, because these, if they come from the place which knows, are in a way, certainly in the beginning, a very private matter, and you will have to work with them as tools which will bring you into the sense that you are fulfilling your destiny. And of course, as for the future life, we'll have to wait until then. But with the immediate symbol, it is something that should be worked with in a subtle way behind your consciousness, and you'll have to find your own way of working with this. But then, if it really works, if it's coming from the right place, and if you are successful in working with it, I think important changes in the certainty of your path will come about. But still, we certainly could be open to anything else that we might want to say at this point, because there are probably other things that may have occurred for you, or other realizations along the way. Would anyone like to share anything at this point? Of course, if you really want to discuss your symbol, naturally, you can do that. Coughing. Did you manage to, did the symbol speak? Could it speak? Because sometimes what is given visually, and then of course what is said along with it, these are important things. And could you see then, as you worked with it, could you see changes occurring? Could you see the pattern of your life taking a certain shape under the influence of the symbol? Could you see that? Because that's an important one. Of course, practical experience is needed with it in day-to-day moments. But maybe, you know, we all live in a certain way, in certain circumstances, and who knows, things could change. You get a pearl. A pearl. Okay. Mother of pearl or pearl mother? The color is pearl. Okay. It's white and it contains rainbow colors. We call it mother of pearl. Yes. Okay. He started pondering on the symbol, which is very clear, cold light. It had all the colors, but within the light. The hole, you saw the hole on each side of the pearl. And there was a stripe through the pearl. And it's connected to all the other pearls. It's you know, as a part of that is a very ancient symbol of the many lives strung upon the like beads in a necklace. You know, the Buddha had that. The mother of pearl. A change to mother. Okay. And then I got the symbol of Virgo. So that would be the mother of the world. And I got the sentence of Virgo. I'm the mother and the child. I got it, met her. And lastly, I got the symbol of the mother of the world. But only the head of the mother of the world. The eyes were hidden, veiled. Mm. Mm. Just that part. Just the... Well, there's a lot to work with there. There's a lot to work with there. That's good. Yeah. Someone says of the speaker, I remember that you had this mother of the pearl image. I am the mother and the child, I God, I matter, am. It's there, but maybe the first part was the point at first. Thank you for that. Yes, Martha. Ruby, red ruby, yes. It came to you, yes. Well, that and what it stands for someone else is not what it stands for you. So it will be yours to discover. Yeah. Fire, in the word fire. Yeah, well, you know, symbols can be powerful. They represent ideas, and ideas are beings, and the driving forces of our life are inner. So if we have the continuity to work with these things, we can see whether they turn out to be what's called symbols of transformation. Carl Jung worked with that quite a bit. He says the symbol is not just a design, it has a power of its own to create changes in your life. It was a change for you to get it at this point. Yes, okay, very good. Okay, anybody else who would like to share something? Yes, and a minute. I got the 5-pointed star, and the word that came, power. And then it transforms into other symbols. Yes. 8-pointed star. What was a ball? Sphere. It could go down and could see the details of things. It could go down into more detail. Okay. Okay. And then there came the symbol of a sun. The Aries was all the way around it. The sun. The glyph Aries was all the way around it. The point in the middle. Golden sun. Red in. Okay, well, don't let it pass, you know, don't let these symbols pass, because you know how it is with meditation, you may get something and forget about it, but stay with it and find out the depth of what has been presented. It's good. Okay, anybody else want to share something? Yes, Britta. Symbol for Uranus. Okay. It was dark violet. Like eggplant, yes. Kind of pulsating. Funny thing was that there was some playground. Someone was playing in and around the symbol, using it as a swing. The divine child at play. Well, that's okay. That's interesting. All of these things can mean, you know, Guidance is not missing. It's there all the time. And it's not like somebody else is telling us what to do. I mean, it's our very selves which is directing the path. Well, that's interesting. Okay, it's a... I came to think. We were comparing sentences. Sentences for each ray. A sentence for your ray. Yes. You are the seventh ray. Soul ray 7. So it was 7 ray for both. Okay. Really focus on those double 7. You did this in astrology class? Okay. Very interesting. You see, we have an astrology class here that happens before the Cosmic Fire class. So these studious students are here for 9 days, some of them. Can you imagine? Like the old PhD class, you know, the marathon. Okay. Leaving so much wiser, and the teacher is so much more exhausted. Okay. Thank you. Any other sharing that you would like? Massimo was the sun with magenta outside, deep orange inside, and in the middle was a clear blue eye. To the lower right-hand side, there was a star, a very shining star. And the words that came to me were there, was, shine your light, but only through my eye. Okay. Well, this is just the beginning, I think. Some of these are going pretty deep, and more will be extracted as we work with them. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, anybody else to you? Do you have something? How is one going to report? Well, you know, it's a good question, but there's a way around it. I just wanted to protect those who didn't want to reveal their symbols, see? Some astonishing things came. I was reflecting really on the part in us which knows, and the intuition, and how the group is linked already before I said anything, a flash came in. Okay, the flash came even before the sentence was completed. The mind. The lower mind couldn't work in that, so it's more the intuition. There appeared the door, and like that. Came colors, like it was, living and moving. The words which came were, secret and sacred is the way through the door. Keep the silence. Okay, secret and sacred is the way through the door. Keep the silence. Well, okay. For the future, it was something I would have never. It was black disc on the top of it came. Baby green, beautiful, newborn plant. It didn't say anything. Trying to understand it. Was it a black disc, you say? Black disc and a baby newborn plant. And the plant. Like hay or weed, or but a sprout of some kind, or
yeah, and it is like when you have those images where
it was like when you have those images when light is behind the plant. It's a little transparent.
then
The words which came
were very
deep.
Always I plant in you.
Always I plant anew on the face of darkness. New is my way. Always the beginnings. I am the Word of God. Okay, so there's, okay. Something very deep was going on in that. Yeah. Well, I can just see here the seed of things to be pondered for all of us. For all of us. Okay, well, friends, it is 10 minutes to 9. You have a question, yes? I heard somebody singing. It was light tenor. 8 or 9 notes, a light tenor. I didn't know the words or the language I ever heard. And it was very special. How interesting. If you can think of the notes, just try to preserve that. Well, a light tenor, I don't know of any is around here, so, and nothing was coming through here, nothing was coming through the computer, so okay, maybe see what this can mean, huh? Those tenor angels, you know. Thank you. All right, so we will come back at, let's say 9:30 or 9:32, that kind of thing. Give you about 40 minutes, or 9:35 at the latest, which will be 7:35 GMT at the latest. Okay, thank you. Okay, webinarians, we'll see you then. Those of you who can remain, just stay signed in if you can. It will probably mean that you won't get lost or dropped in this process. And it will help us not to get lost or dropped. Thank you for participating.